Welcome to what has been an annual tradition in football since like the beginning of time. But for us, over the course of the last 3 years, even if our knowledge of each other goes back to like a whole different millennium. My name is Greg Rakestraw, and I'm joined by a guy that's been on this campus kind of like me since 1994 in many roles, but now for many years as the head football coach at the University of Indianapolis. It is Chris Keevers. We always enjoy getting together, but especially on National Signing Day, where you got like half 100 kids or more that have now enrolled at the University of Indianapolis or will be here in the summer. Coach, good to see you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Greg. Appreciate you being here.
A sizable class. Yep. We're not going to name everybody, but just let's start with the tonnage, so to speak. 53 kids. What does that do for your program?
It adds depth. It adds stability. We're going through spring ball right now, and our numbers aren't as where we want them to be. So we had to add numbers to our roster. So we like a big roster. It's healthy for us. The way we practice, I mean, guys are involved. We don't have a lot of people standing around, so we can keep 130 guys busy. So, and that's what we want. So that's kind of what we're after.
If you're talking about college sports, you're talking about the portal, you're talking about NIL. I think it's the first one that affects you more than, say, the second one. How has that changed how you go about recruiting and building a roster?
You know, we still go after the high school kids. I mean, we're very aggressive with the high school kids. We like the players there. We fill in voids with our roster. You know, we lose some guys and we add some guys. So it's really because you're trying to keep your junior class, your senior class, everybody at certain numbers. But so we're not heavy in it, but we'll bring in about five a year, and it's been good for us.
One of the things that you have done is recruit regionally for some time. Of that group of 53, 25 are from the state of Indiana. I think you have 5 different states represented in terms of what that recruiting class is going to look like. So if you don't mind, talk about the effort you have made to branch outside of the Hoosier State.
We like Indiana. I mean, we're going to start in Indianapolis.
Sure.
That's our starting point, and we want kids from Indiana. But to get a bigger pool, we had to go out, and we've done a really good job in Tennessee. Robert Burke, our receivers coach, is from Tennessee, and he brought in 12 guys from Tennessee this year, and it's been great for us. We had a lot of all-conference guys the last 2 or 3 years from Tennessee, and then we've always, and we've been in Kentucky more now. We've had some really good players from Kentucky. Those are the two really we've kind of expanded. We've always went to Ohio, Illinois, and Indiana. So, we had the runner-up for the Heisman, Division II Heisman was from Nebraska. So I mean, we're always looking. We'll take good players. We'll take guys that fit us. High character guys that like motivated students that they're going to want to work. So that's what we're looking for, and we'll find them. We'll take them from anywhere.
Well, let's face it. You have now been selling a track record of success for the last 15 years. You have won more GLVC championships than all the other member institutions combined as far as the sport of football is concerned. But this year, winning a playoff game for the first time since 2018, hosting a second-round game for the first time ever, how did that change your pitch to recruits over these last few months?
Well, we've always, we've won 11 out of 14 championships, been in the playoffs 11 out of 14 times. But finishing in the top 10.
Yeah.
And that's we're selling winning. We're selling, graduating, number one, but we're selling winning. And when you're top 10 in the country and you host, you're in the Sweet 16, it makes it a little better sell.
You and I have been around long enough where we are now seeing players that are the sons of those that either I went to college with, that frankly you coached back in the day. You've got some legacy kids that are joining the program. Tell us about it.
Kenny Harden played for us from Chittard. He was a defensive end. Was a great player in the late 90s. And his son Kyle is a linebacker, great student, championship wrestler. I think he finished 4th last year. He's coming as a linebacker, and really like him. And then J.D. Roberts, a Seymour guy that played for us, and they were actually teammates, Kenny and J.D. And he played from 90. I got here in 94. He was, I think he was a junior. Graduated in 96. And his son Joel is a nose guard from Brownstown. Was a really good player. So that's kind of neat. That we had that situation. We also, we signed Isaac Schulte, and his brother was an All-American here last year, and his dad and I worked together here for 5 years. So I think it just means I'm old, but we're getting some really good players, and I love to see our alumni on campus.
I love how we've converted the Schulte name from a Hillsdale name to a UIndy name,
exactly.
By the way, over the years. So this is kind of the first activity from a public standpoint once you get to February. But now you are starting to build to the spring game,
Yes.
which is coming up on April the 18th. Tell us about it.
It's a 1 o'clock kick. It's a huge event. We try to get, we have a big alumni football tailgate. We're trying to spice some things up and add some more things in the facility at Key Stadium. So we're meeting on, there's more to come, information to come, but it's going to be a big event. We'd love to get our football alumni out there. We're always, I mean, it's great to see alumni, and it's a fun event. We make it like NFL rules where they can go celebrate in the end zone, and we make it the guys. We always say 14 practices are for us. The 15th is for the kids, for the players.
By the way, how many rings do you have like that gaudy one you have on your right hand right
11.
now?
11. I got to buy a new case. So.
There's a Liberace reference that the kids wouldn't get, but Chris and I are old enough that we would get that. That is a significant jewelry collection that he and his team added to this fall, and then we hope this incoming recruiting class adds to the next 4 or 5 falls. Good to see you, my friend.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate your time.
And as always, for more information, please log on to athletics.uindy.edu. Thanks to Mr. Dunkel and his entire class for making sure that we could bring this to you. Go Hounds, and happy signing day, everybody.
Go Hounds.